example of children. What does children development mean, you know? And you can look at also recommendations you made yesterday. You can also add to that in order to strengthen the child participation within your individual countries or within your region as well. So let me hand it over to Brian to start separating the groups, and then you can start working together. We'll do it for like an hour, and then, no, 45 minutes. We'll do it for 45 minutes and 15 minutes presentation. Very brief presentation on what you've come up with. So, Brian, handle the groups, and you can explain a bit more if you want.
Thank you, Linda, for that. I wasn't here yesterday, but it's...
Brian, please introduce yourself.
So I'm Brian Tumusime. I work Limuru, Richard, and Stella, yes. And we've worked with Total News very closely this year. Excited to be here. I work as a management specialist, and we really are excited to be with all the children from the different parts of the continent today, to learn from you, but to also ensure that what we do at the AU reflects what you want. So this is a very huge milestone, and I think you should clap for yourself for being here today. Okay. Thank you. So then I explained we would like for everything we do to be as inclusive as possible. So the AU Indian Love for Practices unit has started a process of launching a model law on prevention of online child sexual exploitation and abuse. One of the reasons why we chose Kenya is because Kenya is a best practice center. Anyone from Ghana? I think we have a Ghanaian with us here. That area, and so have is the children's voices. We had a meeting. Interestingly, we had a meeting last year in December with different stakeholders from ministries across the continent to sort of discuss and see what is required for us to have government accountable for the protection of children against online child sexual exploitation and abuse. And most recently, AI has come up as a big thing. How many of you are using AI for learning? Okay. How many of you have used it to write your assignments? Good, I like that. So, AI champions within us already. Do we understand what AI is? We do understand? Okay. So, we will learn more from you, so we want the ideas to come out from you on what you think safe use of AI looks like. What does it look like? So, you're going to be separated into 3 groups. The Kenya group is one group. The South African countries group is another group, and then the East African group is another group. So in that group, your discussion on Oxia you'll be looking at, we request that you've come up with 5 points on what you think a model law, and when you say model law, it is guidance to member states across Africa on what meaningful AI is, what it should look like, but also what the prevention of online child sexual exploitation and abuse should look like. So we provide guidance to member states of the African Union, then they adapt and contextualize means making it as easy as possible for it to be rolled out to the child in the most rural setting in your country. So if they have access to a phone, the child in a rural setting, how are they protected from accessing materials or people who will harm them online, or cyberbullying or things like that? So a couple of you probably have spoken about, you had recommendations. So maybe you look at those recommendations for meaningful AI in Auxerre. Create for us 5 points. We only want 5 points on meaningful Auxerre, meaningful AI and Auxerre, and then 5 points on what you think is critical for child participation frameworks for Africa. When you talk about child participation frameworks, how many of you are child leaders at the national level in your countries, child leaders or globally? Okay? We have a very good representation across the regions I see. Kenya has, we have very good representation. So as child leaders, the frameworks that are existing in countries, some of you are heading parliaments for children, some of you are heading delegates of organizations like Plan International, World Vision International. You sit on panels that speak to leaders, like members of parliament, like presidents. So we have platforms as the AU, where we bring together heads of state, presidents. We bring together ministers who work on gender and child protection. We want them to know what the children of Africa need in terms of representation at the national levels. So when you write that the 5 points on child participation, we want you to say the 5 critical things that member states should do to make sure that child participation frameworks are established, maintained, and supported. When we were here for a country mission earlier on, we were interacting with Brian King, and he was telling us, in Kenya, we have a very good setup and everything, but there are some bottlenecks. So when you do recommendations, look at where the gaps still exist and come up with a recommendation that says, we think there should be a budget for these assemblies. If, that's just one example, if the assemblies are in place, or to set up an assembly, these are the critical elements that member states need to put in place. So you are speaking for the children of Africa. Your voices are going to speak to the children of Africa. What you say in this session is what will take to the heads of state, to the other platforms like the Fourth Africans and the Girls Summit. It's what we will take to the specialized technical committee of ministers across Africa who work on gender and child protection. So this session is very critical. 5 points on each of those areas, and then we'll have 45 minutes to put that together. You will choose someone who's going to present. I know we have manulas, make it as colorful as possible. Make it nice, colorful, playful, child-friendly, because these are your voices and we want them to be heard. Thank you.
Can we know
any clarification for now?
So Kenya has a group, South African countries have a group.
Okay, so we need to move around. Who is from Kenya here? Oh, quite a number. Okay, so Kenya will move on this side. So we'll have to put these tables together. Okay?
Maybe in Kenya the group is too big.
Yeah, it is quite big. Okay, we can split and this table. Kenya, anyone who's from Kenya, please come here and come here. Move here, please. Thank you, young man. Yes. Also, the one from Uganda, she'll be, because it's a boy or a girl. Oh, okay, yes. Okay, yeah, you will join the East Africa. So we have 2 groups. So what we'll do is Brian and Richard will be checking you to make sure that you are on track. So Brian, Richard, you can be checking up with the different groups. Okay, who is from West Africa? Okay, so West Africa is this table. Yeah, from West Africa. So everyone from West Africa, from Nigeria, Ghana, so on, and Sierra Leone, please come sit here from West Africa. Okay, Southern Africa, yes. Where, Madam, over there from Zimbabwe? How many from Southern Africa? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So over there, where is your name Lomwe? Precious. You are Lomwe. Okay, Precious. Where Precious is there? Yeah. Okay. Those are from Southern Africa. Okay, so are we all together? So this is for Kenya and Uganda, since these are the 2 East African countries. This is West Africa. That's for Southern Africa in that corner. You have 45 minutes, which is, I don't have my phone, let me just check. Please, in each group, select someone who will present. Start by selecting who will present. Okay? So the one who will present when we finish this exercise, please select the person. Like in the Kenya group, Michelle, you present? Come on, sweetie. You have the sweetest voice there. No? Okay, anyway, decide. And then, of course, yeah, please select someone who will present. And you can, if you need some materials to write on, some post-its and stuff, please just tell Stella there. Stella over there. Presentations and unification of the ideal country.